let's talk about labor. The first phase of labor is early labor. And the best thing that you can do during this time of labor is to ignore your contractions as much as possible. They say to count your contractions, and of course it's important to count them sometimes, but don't get too preoccupied with counting your contractions. I've seen some people at the hospitals that have been counting their contractions the entire time, and instead of eating or napping or doing other things, they're just constantly doing their contractions. If you count your contractions for 20 minutes every hour or so, that's a good thing to do. The first phase of labor is definitely the longest, and it's important to phone your doula when the first sign of labor starts. It's really important to start calling your doula so that your doula can come and provide comfort measures, help distract you, get you to eat some things. It's important to fuel up your body, have a nap, and during this phase you're definitely not going to be at the hospital. You're going to be at home, staying comfortable. Some good things to do during this time is to get a massage, so your partner can massage you. Going and having a long hot shower is a good idea. Baths aren't a good idea because those might stop your contractions. So a shower is a good idea. Getting in the shower with your partner and getting them to rub or whatever feels right. You might have talked during your birth, when you're planning your birth plan, about what sort of comfort measures you'd like during that time. Of course, you're welcome to change your mind. We're all human. We might say, I want my back being circled this way, but then actually like to be patted. Some other things that can be done is going for a walk, playing some board games, things like that, just to keep you preoccupied until you head over to the birth center. Your midwife comes to your home birth, or you go to the hospital. So the best way to know that you're in labor is when your contractions are becoming longer, getting stronger, or occurring closer together than they were before. As they progress, when that's going on, then you know you're definitely in labor. And those are good signs to know if you're in early labor, good signs to know if you're in long labor. So long labor is when you're contracting for a really long time and your cervix isn't dilating very fast. One of my best friends, her labor ended up lasting 26 hours. But it wasn't that bad, she said, because she got time to snack and nap a lot in between her contractions. So for her, the labor didn't feel like 26 hours, even though it did last about that long. So rapid labor is when it starts progressing really, really quickly. Hollywood has made that one very comical and makes it seem like it happens a lot more frequently than it does, and that's when your cervix is rapidly dilating. The baby's like, I'm gonna come right now. If you're finding that your cervix is dilating at a rapid amount, chances are you should probably be getting to your midwife, to your doctor, whatever your plans are for your labor. So the second phase of labor is active labor, and it is probably the most painful time because that's when your baby starts really pushing down and getting into position. So getting through the active phase, you're definitely going to want your supports there. Your partner, if you have a doula, you're going to want your doula. And they can help with comfort techniques, breathing techniques, hot, cold, pressure. They might have a TENS machine, getting in and out of the bath, getting massage, those sorts of things. Highs and lows with pitching. in between those contractions during active labor, it's really important to get as much rest as you can to ensure that you have enough energy for the transitioning phase. So that's the third phase. And the transitioning phase is the phase in which women say that they feel a burning feeling down in that area. And the burning feeling is because the head is opening up that area, and your baby's crowning, essentially. You're almost there. You're so close. Your active labor might last a few hours. It really depends. First, second babies, it depends. If it's your first baby, it'll last longer than if it's your second, third, fourth. Up until then. And then the transition phase is definitely the fastest because that baby is moving down there and it's ready to come. It's saying, Mom, it's my time. So some people choose to have pain medication when they go through their transition. Others choose to do breathing techniques and such. So it'll definitely help to have those comfort measures planned out. And then the last stage, of course, is the birth of your baby. And when it's in your arms, after you birth the baby, of course, you'll be birthing the placenta not long afterwards. The placenta is quite a lot easier to birth. You'll feel some smaller contractions and it'll fall out. And that, of course, is the last and final part of the delivery. Your postpartum, your body will start going back to normal, they say, in about 6 to 8 weeks. But every woman's body is different and unique. And you're on your own story. You're doing your own thing. Of course, after you birth the placenta, the umbilical cord will be clamped. It's your choice for how long you want your baby to be attached to the placenta. There are some women that choose to have their babies attached to their placenta for a while afterwards, choosing to cuddle both the baby and the placenta. That's really common here in Alberta. And then, of course, there's different placenta options as well, if that is something that you are into. Of course, that's still kind of a taboo subject. And then voila, congratulations. Welcome to parenthood, Mom and Dad. If it just had a baby.